Howdy folks, welcome back to Constracktion. I've been giving this game a little bit of a rest, let it get some updates. They've been rolling out pretty steady. We got some new quality of life features, and I think it's time to start. So we're doing a hard mode playthrough on map 3. I've not done hard mode before, so it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. But from what I understand, you have a set amount of track, a set amount of dirt, and I think you can come back to here to the station to refill those for free, I think. We're going to figure some stuff out. Let's see. I want to go to... I got to remember how to play. I need to go over here to turn the map on. There we go. So we have... And then is it left alt? Yeah, so if I hit left alt. So the things are labeled. It looks like it tells you the level they're at and the max possible level. I think that's what that means. The height is a little bigger now. And I thought it would tell you the heights when you were hovering over the map. Maybe not. Apparently you can hop off when you're in this view. Oh, maybe it's if you put the marker down, you can tell the height. That might be the thing. So let's get going here. Let's go put this on that guy. I don't want to be laying track. Gotta remember how to play. We can do... We're in forward, so let's do that. That'll automatically release the brake. And then I want to put this on through a switch. So we'll go ahead and throw that one. And I want to head out probably down to the power plant. In this first video, we'll see if we can get the power plant hooked up. And then, depending on how the time's going, we might get up to the coal mine. But this map is a bit of a challenge. I've done a little bit of exploring, although I haven't done it in a while. I don't know if there's been any other changes. Let's see, was it I and K? Yeah, okay. Makes that go. So that takes us straight on through. I did see in the patch notes, I think from today as I record this, you can walk across the bridges now without falling through, so that's cool. I remember all those trees being up there, but maybe that was a thing. So from the power plant, we'll have to... oh, I need to slow down. Have to come up through here and then go through this Y, across the bridge. And then that will get us over to the coal mine. That'll reset itself. So I want to go put some markers down and figure out where we're going to go to get to the power plant. Also, I want to see what the height difference is. We're at 26.2. I don't think that's changed. I think we're on a 0% grade. And another change is the brakes actually work on notch 1. So that's cool. Let's hop off of here. So we're 26.2. And if I say add marker, the markers are different now. So we'll throw that down. And I believe those show up. Yeah, those show up on the map. So that's cool. So we need to go all the way down to the power plant. Let's go see what height the power plant is at. So it is at 7.9 or so. So we'll add a marker there. We'll call it 8 feet. So we have to drop a decent amount. So I'm going to kind of divide and conquer this. I want to go up here We'll call this like halfway. And if we have 26 and 8, so that's a difference of, what, 18? So we want to be about 9, we want to be about around 17. So actually we're pretty much where we need to be. I'm just looking at the height on the map there, so let's plop that down. So something like that. And then we have a difference of about 9, so we want to be about, what, 21 and a half-ish. So we come around the corner. I don't know if we're going to be able to, you know, match this exactly or not. Why does it say 22.9? Oh, because it's up higher than I actually am. Got it. So I had 20 and a half. 17 and 4, no, that'd be 21 and a half. There we go. Close enough. So I don't know if that's valid, but that's kind of where I'm at with that stuff. So we got to get all the way down there from here. So the question is then, what kind of a grade do we need? So we're 21 and a half. That's 4.5. So we'll call it about 24-ish. 24-ish. Whoa. Still kind of twitchy on the movement. So now I think if I bring my mouse cursor up, yeah, I can hover over these. Oh, is it calculate the grade for you? Yeah. Well, that's handy. Interesting. So about a 1% downgrade. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Let's try that. So we want to go down at -1, and we'll set my minimum radius. Maybe 300-ish. We'll see how we get along. And we have a little bit of track. We have 1 mile of track. We'll see how we get along with that. Maybe we'll do a little bit of 0.5%. Just to kind of ease into the grade. And if we kind of go straight for that. Am I laying track? Oh, yeah, we are. Okay. It's just being very cautious about it. I don't blame it. I don't really know what I'm doing. Alright. Keep it in C for camera, but that's not right. So we're heading into a 1% down. I may end up ripping this up. We'll see how it goes. We don't have a ton of dirt. So if we have to fill in much, I don't know how well this is going to work. I've not done hard mode before, like I said, so this is a learning process for me. So we're on a downslope. Why are we only going 2 miles an hour? What am I missing here? So we just hadn't shifted up. And we're going to have to start turning here in a bit. So now we're cutting in and gathering dirt. Headed towards that next flag. Yeah, they've definitely changed the like engine and shifting gears and stuff. It seems quite different. Okay, we didn't gather much dirt. So I don't know if this route's going to work. It'll be a lot of back and forth picking up dirt. I think I'm going to straighten out. Ran out of dirt. Yeah, we're going to have to go pick up some dirt somewhere. We want to go to removing track. And revoice. I want to remove some of this 3% track here. Here we go. Okay. And then we can go backwards. And I think I can go back to the station and get dirt. Let's try that. At 4 times speed. Came out of the station track, so we should be heading back into the station track. My calculations are correct. Yeah, looks like we are. And then does it refill? I don't know how this works. Alternatively, I can go dig dirt somewhere with the terrain. Or do I have to buy the dirt? Let me get backed up here and we'll explore the menus. Okay, so if I come over here. Transfer dirt from the train to the depot and back. Ooh. Then we have to buy the track, it looks like. I don't have any money to buy the track. Not sure how that works. Transfer dirt from the train to the... Oh, you have to put dirt in the depot. I have no money. Okay. So we're going to have to go dig some dirt somewhere. Got it. Okay. Let's see. We're heading direction, so we're good. So I need to go fill up my dirt hopper. Possibly across the bridge. There's a big mountain over there. So we'll throw that switch. We need to throw that switch. Let's go find some dirt to dig. I could like make a turnout and switch over there, but we've got all the dirt over here we could ever want. So let's try that. Where are your points set? I can't really tell. Looks like it needs to switch. Yep. Squeak and squawk through here. And I want to set my grade back to level. We'll just go over here and scoop some dirt. So we're set to lay track. I don't know if it's going to be straight. It's going to remember the last curve I had. Oh, it does default to straight. Okay, good. Alright, let's ease over here and get some dirt if we can. I think this is... yeah, it's pretty much level. It's going to be scooping it a little bit. This will be our temporary track that we can remove. It's just to get some dirt. It seems like the power and braking is a little better. We're going to want to ease up on this because we're going to be getting all kinds of dirt. Easy does it. We're going to need a lot of fill going down to the power plant, so I want to get a decent amount of dirt here. Oh, this is kind of slow. Let's get like maybe 60%. What's our... yeah, there we go. That's good. Let's do that. If we need to, I can come back over here and get more dirt as we build out. And then once we head up to the coal mine, I may want to make a spur here somewhere along where we can just grab dirt if we need to. Okay, back across the bridge. Bump up the time a little bit. All the controls figured out here. Alright, back forward again we go. With some dirt this time. So I want to get my minimum radius. Did I set it to 300? I think I had it at 300. I want my grade back to 1% negative. We power on. I don't remember how. There we are. We're coming up on it. Slow down as we start laying the track again. Confirm we're on negative 1%. Should default back to straight. We may have to wiggle around. I don't want to fill in like an entire mountain worth here. Oh, it does remember over here where I had the curve set. Interesting. I think we're going to want to kind of follow the hill a little more as we go over this way. And we've got a lot of dirt, so I think we can fill in here, and then we're going to start cutting through over there. We can fill back up, and if we start getting too full, we'll back up to the depot and empty it into the depot. It's kind of a neat system. I like that. Nice little challenge for the hard mode. Okay, continuing down at 1%. Probably want to start back over this direction. Something like that, because we're going to fill up here. I'm going to make sure I'm not going too fast. Yeah, I think I'm going to fill up. So we're at 17. I think that's where we're kind of supposed to be. Remember from setting these flags down. Then we're going to come back to straight. And we're going to start laying down dirt because we're getting closer to full. Bring the power back in. And we need to be at 8 feet-ish when we get down to the power plant. We're currently at 15. I think we're pretty much on track. We've, not to use too much of a pun, we should be pretty close. We can adjust as needed once we get further down there. Alright, let's pick up the pace a bit if we can. I don't want to go too fast. So we do have to throw dirt out ahead of us. Looks like 5 miles an hour is working. And then at some point we need to curve back over. I can't quite see the line yet, but if I remember right, it goes in. Oh, that covers up my view, but it goes in. Yeah, it goes into that shed. I can see the track now. So let's start curving that way. And we're just about out of dirt, so I need to start slowing down. Yeah, probably should have curved over a little sooner. That's okay, we'll get there. And we might have enough dirt. We're coming back to where we're going to be cutting in. We're down to 9.6 feet. Okay, so let's straighten that out. Let's get our grade up to negative 0.5%. .7. Was it like 7.8 or something like that? It wasn't quite 8 feet. It rounded it up. We were real close. In fact, let me just hop off of here real quick. And let's go double check that. What was that height? Yeah, the sign says 8 feet. Oh, okay, it is pretty much 8 feet on the knot. Okay, never mind. For some reason I was thinking it was 7 point something. So we're aiming for 8 feet. So we plow through here, filling back up our dirt. Which is fine. We can go put that in the depot. Alright, forward ho. And let's bring that to 0. We'll see how close we get to 8 feet. .1 feet. A couple sections and bring it back to 0. Okay, I think we are pretty much on. Let's go ahead and curve this over just a tad. Not the best approach ever. A little crooked. Switch back to this view. Looking for our ILS approach lights here. There we go. We're a little bit off. We'll see how janky this gets. That's not janky. That's fine. Yeah, we don't have anybody coming out of here, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, let's switch direction and head back up top. That was a pretty successful run, I think. So going up to the coal mine, we're going to kind of hug the hill. Unless the map has changed a lot. And we have to go up. My plan is to go around here. We have to go up around the river and then loop and then connect into the top. So these show the direction now from where you have to come in. See the little line on the circle? So we have to connect up. You can alternately, you can go this way and around. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's not a bad line. It's a little goofy. We could improve it somewhat maybe, but it's just a steady 1%. Pretty happy with that. Now I have to go rip up some track. Alright, we need to go that direction. Full steam ahead. Need to go out to the end of the line. And maybe pick up a little more dirt so we're like half full of dirt. Starting out this line, and then we'll start heading for the coal mine. I may want to make a Y here on this bridge, kind of like we have here. It's like they did about 160 foot. Wonder if we have enough room to do that on the other side of the bridge. Because I'm sure we'll want to cross the river and then go that way at some point for something. Will we? Maybe for the factory? There's only a couple of these bridges, so you can only cross the river at certain places. In case that wasn't clear. Yeah, we should have enough room for a Y here. We can try it. Keep wanting to use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out in this view. That doesn't work. Alright, it looks like it remembered my curve, but I had the minimum set too low maybe. Okay, we're at 28% dirt. Let's get a little more dirt. One more scoop, that's a lot of dirt. Yeah, there we go. Then we want to go over here to switch to removing track. I want to change our direction. Start backing up. It seems like the motor and transmission just work a whole lot better. It doesn't take nearly as long to respond as it used to. So lots of good changes. Maybe a little faster. So let's match the other Y. We'll see how that works out. And I also need to get out and I need to lay some markers down so we know where we're going. All right, where do we start laying track? Where it changes ties, I think. Yep, switch this back to laying track. Okay, we come out here. Oh yeah, we got plenty of room for a Y here, it looks like. Oh, interesting. I'm just hitting J and L and it's making a turn out there for some reason. I mean, yeah, I kind of wanted to do that, but okay. Sure. Didn't know that was a thing. Let's go to the left. This is going to even work. Is that going to lay track down? What's happening? I think it did lay track down. Okay. Maybe we'll go ahead and build out the Y. And then we might have to pick this up in the next episode because this is going to turn into be a really long video. It kind of made a Y turnout, didn't it? That's cool. I don't know how I did that. It's hard to tell exactly where I need to, like, you know, make it straight or whatever. So we're just gonna kind of guess. So we come off this line here to straighten that out. And maybe turn that into a Y. Let's make the other direction now, and then we'll see if it can connect them up successfully. We have to turn around, I think. To like back into this one. Or we have to make that branch over there longer. We could back into that and then come over this way. That would probably make the most sense. Okay, laying track indeed, and we're on a grade. Ooh, you know what? Actually, if I build that, I'm going to run out of money. And I don't have any way to earn any money right now. So we should probably save that for later. Yeah, let's do that. I wasn't thinking, because we don't have any money right now, and I've only got a little under half a mile of track left. I'm not sure that's actually enough. So can you just soft lock yourself if you can't buy any more track? I know I have 5K for some reason. Why is that? I don't know. Okay. Well, anyway, I need to go put some markers down so we know where we're going. And yeah. Oh, said you could walk across the bridges now. Not so much. Not so much. Maybe if you're on the track part, you can. Okay, I want to put this on add marker. That a little further away. So basically 26 feet. And then what height is the coal mine at? That is the question. Whee! Oops. Didn't mean to set that to pause. So basically 13. Call it 14 feet. All right. That's a fence. Let's head over here. I want to actually get rid of this last little flag that's hanging out over here somewhere. Did it bury the flag? Buried it in dirt? Maybe it's this flag that it's talking about. Yeah, I think that was the one. It's a little hard to tell as low resolution as the map is. Okay, let's put that back on normal time. So we're going basically from 26 to, what did I say that was, 14? 26 to 14. So basically, we've got an elevation drop of 12 feet. We'll call it 12 feet. So if we say that's 26 plus 6, so we need a 32 roughly halfway between, if we're going to kind of do our split the difference method. And we have a loop over there. So we need to be at, what did I say? 20, no, 32. Somewhere around in here-ish. Where we need to shoot for. So we kind of just need to carefully hug the side of this. So we need to go about halfway and do like 29. Roughly. That is... over in here somewhere. There we go. So that's kind of our rough guides for where we need to head over here. And I don't remember for sure how this part over here is. It's not flat. I remember that much when I was scouting it out, but sometimes the left alt doesn't turn back off for some reason. Not sure why. Okay, well, we got our work cut out for us. Do I have enough track? I don't know. How am I making $5,000? I don't know. Is that because I connected up the industry, maybe? I still only have 5K. I believe in hard mode you do have to buy the track. I think in easy you can just refill. No, it just always refills. There was something about the track in the patch notes. I need to go back and read the patch notes. Like they changed it because people thought it was confusing and then they changed it back. It does look like we have to buy track though. And I'm not sure if I have enough. We'll find out in the next episode when we get the coal mine west hooked up to the power plant. Thanks as always for watching. I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.